David Lynch was an American filmmaker, artist, and musician known for his surreal, dreamlike films like The Elephant Man, Eraserhead, Blue Velvet, and Mulholland Drive, as well as the TV series Twin Peaks. And if you thought his films were interesting, wait until you see where he lived. Welcome along, fellow time travelers. This time around, we're going to check out the strange history of David Lynch's compound in Los Angeles, California. Before I begin, please like and share the show and subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell. Now let's begin our journey. Nestled into the rugged folds of the Hollywood Hills, David Lynch's former compound on Sinalda Road is a 2.3-acre property with a unique history and striking architecture. And as of the time of this recording, it is for sale for $15 million. Spanning 5 parcels, it centers on the Beverly Johnson House, a 1963 mid-century modern home designed by American architect Lloyd Wright, son of the legendary Frank Lloyd Wright. Beverly Johnson, by the way, was a prominent Hollywood makeup artist during the golden age of cinema, which certainly is not right now. Lynch bought the main house in 1987 for $560,000. It's a pretty good deal, and expanded the estate over time. He also added a brutalist-style residence in 1989. As you may know, brutalist architecture is a mid-20th century style characterized by raw, exposed concrete, bold geometric forms, and a focus on functionality over ornamentation. It often evokes a stark, utilitarian aesthetic, prioritizing structural honesty and rugged textures. In 1991, David Lynch added a really cool pool. Check this out. And at the same time, he added a pool house designed by Eric Lloyd Wright, who was son of Lloyd Wright and also the grandson of Frank Lloyd Wright. They love the name Lloyd in that family, don't they? If your name is Lloyd, please let me know in the comments below. In 1995, he also added a 1-bedroom studio. The compound totals 11,000 square feet, with 10 bedrooms and 11 bathrooms, including spaces that Lynch used for his creative work. For example, he added an entire editing suite, a screening room, and production offices for asymmetrical productions, where he worked on films like Mulholland Drive and Lost Highway. Have you ever seen those? Please let me know. The brutalist house even appeared in Lost Highway, its stark design shaping the film's eerie atmosphere. For 38 years, until his death in January of 2025, David Lynch made this compound his home and creative hub. And as you can see, the architecture is defined by sharp contrasts. The Beverly Johnson House features smooth pink concrete, large glass walls, and open layouts that blend with the outdoors. Courtyards and koi ponds create a sense of flow with views of Los Angeles stretching out below. The pool area with its concrete steps feels like it floats above the city. The brutalist house, by contrast, is heavy and fortress-like, with raw concrete walls and narrow slit windows that limit light and kind of feel imposing. The studio, coated in gray plaster, has a plain, almost industrial look. Together, these structures form a terraced descent down the hillside, each piece distinct, yet cohesive in its bold, unadorned style. By the way, what do you think of this sort of architecture? Is it right up your alley? Because it's not for everyone, don't you know? You see, some may feel that the concrete-heavy design feels cold and hard, with little warmth or softness to make it inviting. And some may feel that the large windows expose too much of the interior to the outside. But I don't think so. I like lots of light. And some may feel that the heavy walls create a closed-off atmosphere, but people who prefer privacy and security may appreciate that. And a lot of people simply don't like the idea of living in such a stark, minimal space. But others might appreciate the lack of distractions of ornate interiors. And of course, many people choose to fill homes in this style with cozy elements such as plush furniture and warm colors, and fill it with more personal items in order to give it a human connection. Of course, some may feel this sort of environment is too cold, while others find the style inspiring. It seems to me that the clean lines and open spaces of the mid-century house can offer clarity, letting the mind focus without clutter. I've spoken about this sort of thing before. It's all design psychology, you know. You see, few people were as creative as John Lennon, and yet his mansion in England, Tittenhurst Park, which I've done videos on, and his apartment in the Dakota, which I've done a lot of videos on, embrace simplicity, aiming to create serene, distraction-free environments that fostered creativity and introspection. So, why do you think that David Lynch, who could have lived anywhere, I mean, this guy was rolling in dough, would choose to live in homes designed this way? Well, I'm gonna tell you what I think. It seems to me, and I could be wrong, but I might not be, David Lynch's interest in Zen Buddhism and transcendental meditation, which he began practicing in 1973, significantly shaped his design choices, emphasizing simplicity, functionality, and a raw, contemplative aesthetic. The unadorned concrete structures reflect Zen principles of clarity, minimalism, and unembellished truth. Stark, uncluttered interiors are a deliberate choice in order to avoid distractions. David Lynch's spaces embrace the tactile roughness of exposed concrete and industrial materials, aligning with his meditative practices' focus on inner calm amidst raw, authentic textures, fostering an environment conducive to his surrealistic filmmaking and artistic introspection. And so I think he just enjoyed living like this because he didn't have distractions of all kinds of stuff around him, including lots of ornamentation. But on the other hand, that's helpful to a lot of people, such as George Harrison when he lived at Friar Park. I mean, look at the difference between how John Lennon lived at Tittenhurst Park and George Harrison when he lived at Friar Park. Totally different, and yet both of them were incredibly creative. But back to David Lynch. What do you think? Why do you think that he chose to live in homes designed like this? I think that he probably thought that the raw materials felt honest, grounding, and timeless, and it just appeals to those who value simplicity. And the vast views, my goodness, look at these views, and the natural integration for many can feel freeing, connecting people to the landscape around them. And so for creative types like David Lynch, the starkness sparked ideas. It provided a sort of blank canvas for creative thoughts. The compound's minimalism feels like a retreat, a place to deep dive into work or introspection without distractions. So what kind of person do you think would be interested in buying this compound? Well, it seems to me that David Lynch's former Hollywood Hills residence would likely attract a specific buyer drawn to its unique blend of modernist and brutalist-inspired design, its creative legacy, and the Zen-like tranquility. Artists, filmmakers, and creative types would be ideal candidates, you see, as the minimalist raw concrete aesthetic and uncluttered spaces foster an environment conducive to introspection and artistic production, much as it did for David Lynch. But outside of that, architectural enthusiasts, or those with an appreciation for Lloyd Wright's mid-century modern designs with their subtle Mayan and brutalist influences, would be captivated by its historical and structural significance. And of course, you have meditation practitioners or individuals seeking a serene, distraction-free retreat, who would value the home's Zen-inspired simplicity and peaceful Hollywood Hills setting, perfect for contemplation. Additionally, wealthy home collectors, and there are plenty out there, you know, might be drawn to its providence as David Lynch's creative hub. They would see it as a unique piece of cinematic history. And those who prioritize functionality over ornamentation and who crave a space that balances raw materiality with calm would find this compound an exceptional place to live and work. So, what do you think of David Lynch's compound in Los Angeles? If you were rolling in dough, would you live in a place like that? You know, I'm thinking I would. But I would hire a great interior designer to come in and warm the place up with some beautiful furnishings. What about you? Would you find comfort in its simplicity, or would you find the cold concrete feels way too harsh? Could you see yourself living in a space like this, or would you find it too barren to call home? What would draw you to or push you away from such a unique living space? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Kindly remember to like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Please check out the links below to learn how to support my research and productions. Did you know I've written a whole bunch of books? If you want to buy books about Friar Park, or Tittenhurst Park, or the Dakota, or the Ansonia, and a whole bunch of other stuff, just go on over to Amazon or any other place where you buy books, and type out my name, Scott Cardinal. Cardinal, just like the bird. That's easy to remember, isn't it? This channel is sponsored by CampfireShop.com. Can you do me a favor and check them out and buy some awesome candles, herbal supplements, teas, and more? Kindly be kind to all of our fellow Earthlings and please do not harm them. And do yourself a favor and go to a local shelter and adopt a cat or a dog or both. You and they will be very glad that you did. Until next time, especially if you're traveling to Twin Peaks, I wish you safe travels on all your journeys.